Okay, here's a brand new bake element for this model stove. Like I said in the previous video of testing the resistance, it was obvious that the old element was bad. So I'm going to show you now testing the resistance, pointing more what it should be for, here we go. And this is testing the bake element, and it's showing a resistance of 25. And that's much more normal than what we were showing earlier, that 834 on the element, testing it through the plug. But anyway, this is how you would test an element not through the plug. And the same thing for each of your surface elements if you had wanted to test them individually. Okay, so here goes changing out an electrical element. What I've got is I've got the stove unplugged, pulled the plug already. If you need to unplug it, sometimes you can just pull out the bottom drawer and then pull the plug out. This particular one I had pulled out a little bit more. But anyway, there's a couple screws back here that we can undo. 6-in-1 screwdriver works really good for this, as it's got a 1/4-inch heads on it. Nice and simple. And generally we don't have to take the back panel off. We can just pull the element out right here, as long as we're unplugged, and be able to disconnect the wiring here. And as long as we pull this back far enough, you'll be able to see the little leads right there. See there? Okay. We don't need to worry about our old element so much, but for the new element we want to protect it to not bend it. What you'll do, and most especially again with the new element, is squeeze the terminals here. I'm going to go ahead and pull the upper shelves out. A little more access here. And by holding it, we can prevent it from turning. Now we want to make sure our wire doesn't fall back inside. Oh, I kind of lost the wire inside there, but I think I can reach it, pull it out. And I'll pull this one out at the same time. There we go. Oop, come on, buddy. Don't want that spring back in there. Sorry for blocking the view. Had to be done though. Okay. So now we're just going to line up our new wire and reverse the procedure. I'm going to get both of them started again, just so that I don't lose them. Before tightening it down, I'll make sure to support it. Now we'll want to squeeze that terminal real good and hold it real good to prevent bending it. Nice and tight there. Same on the other side. And we're all set there. Now we can reinsert it. And we can tighten our set screws in. And this has a little hinge so you can lift it up if you need to for tightening purposes or cleaning purposes. Anyway, here we go. Tighten it down and we're ready for business. Now as far as taking the shelf out that I told you about earlier, all I did was lift the back. Show you here. Lift the back here so that it can slide over the hanger instead of underneath it. If it goes underneath there, it's got to stop. So what you got to do is just lift it a little bit forward, putting the new one in. You just have to insert it so it drops down and now it slides into its holder there. Again, taking it out, I just lifted it, pull it forward. So we're good to go there. Oven element back in business. Now all I have to do is plug it in and test it out.